What were you doing those 15 minutes? Just writing out the name of some girl. With the corpse's finger. Hi, telephone, yeah, just spit it out. Look, I already covered this. Nah, you sinking yourself, buddy. A phone booth? Your excuse is you couldn't find a phone booth. I just want the truth. Witness! So you lost your glasses, you lost your cell phone. Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. This is getting a little bit unbelievable. You must be very scatterbrained. Alright, this witness has been discredited. Throw them out. The prosecution will have to find a more reliable witness. You just throw him out. This guy just can't trust anything he says. Judge is getting angry. Wait a second. He lost his cell phone. Could it be the same cell phone that Maggie found? What a coincidence! More questions! Mr. Wellington, where is your cell phone right now? Why? Oh, you found it. Great. Well, there might be some connection. Alright, so what have we cleared up? He lost his phone at the time of the crime, but couldn't find the phone booth 2 meters away? Yeah, at the time of the murder, he didn't have a cell phone. Sure. You mean the phone booth that was right beside the body? Maybe, I guess, I could add a couple more minutes for trying to find the quarters to make... No. You can call 911 without any money at all. You can just pick up the receiver. You can actually just pick up operator and ask for 911. You get it for sure. I know payphones. You guys remember payphones? You don't need money for that kind of stuff. There is something. Your Honor, the witness testimony does not make sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone. It's not outrageous. Look at the freaking evidence, you guys. Am I the only one that pays attention to the evidence? Yes, Judge. It's very clear that it would have taken him all of 2 steps to get to this payphone. Take that! It's quite simple, actually. How come no one has noticed this yet? Please take a look at this. Yes. It's a fine picture. There's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at you, something is wrong with you. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you. Calling everyone out. Ah, yes, a phone booth. That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. He's even giving him an extra step because he's a lazy schlep. I gave him 2 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? That's right. Order in the court. Order. You can't object to order. What does reporting the crime a little late prove? That he spent 15 minutes before he bothered reporting? Are you kidding me? The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. It's enough to arrest him, practically. In fact, he's now lied in court. It's definitely enough to arrest him. Yeah, it probably is, Maya. That's a bit of a stretch. Maggie said she was going to return the phone. That's right. So he didn't need to kill someone else for it. Well, he saw a police officer, right? Remember, Dustin Prince was wearing his uniform. Maggie wasn't. Maybe he just killed a cop because he's a con artist. So if he wasn't looking for a cell phone, what was he doing? I don't know. Yes, Your Honor? I have lots of thoughts to share with the court. Let's see. So what was he doing? Well, bluffing. There is only one possible explanation, which will come to me shortly. Alright. Yes, yes. My explanation, it will be incredibly persuasive. Yes, of course. Please present to the court the one piece of evidence that clearly answers why didn't the witness call the police right away? Alright guys, give me a second. I'm in a little deep here. So, what do we know? Drifting virtuoso. So, my logic here is that Dustin Prince, well, he was dressed as a police officer. So, if we're believing the witness testimony, he found a dead officer, or he saw a dead officer. But that can't be the whole story. What have we got? We do have broken glasses. I don't know if these are the witnesses for sure. They did say that they're the same prescription as the defendant, though, I believe. Which, they both could have the same prescription. I think he found this in the park. Actually, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going with here. I don't think it's going to be... We haven't gone with the con artist thing yet. We haven't brought that up. The badge. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose all these lawyer points if I get it wrong. Well, why didn't he call the police right away? He was busy doing this. We know this guy couldn't have written. We've already proved that he wasn't right-handed, so he couldn't have written this. This is probably the evidence. This is what he was doing for 15 minutes. Go! Perhaps this is the evidence! Come on. Perhaps? Ah, dang it. It was just an idea, I thought. Yeah, that's all. Come on! I clearly showed what he was probably doing for 15 minutes. Dang. Blew up my lawyer points. Well, it was worth a try. Alright, so apparently, why didn't the witness call? That was a perfect answer to the question. Drawing the name. Okay, I guess it could be the broken glasses, I don't know. I'm kind of running low on ideas. My next best option is probably the glasses. There's not a ton of choices, so let's see. Why would I pick this? I would pick this because I have no idea. Phoenix, you're gonna have to wing it, buddy. Mr. Wellington! This is the right one, good. These are your glasses, aren't they? I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours, so now we've completely thrown out all evidence against our defendant. If these are his glasses, and he couldn't see her, then there's no evidence against her at all, as far as I'm concerned. I'll tell you where they were found. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Yes, very suspicious. I will have order. Uh-huh. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find the glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize was that they were under the victim's body the whole time. And this is why it took him 15 minutes to make the call. Yes. Well, he's at least criminally culpable because someone was dying or dead, and instead of doing the logical course of action, which is seek aid and call the police, he messed around for 15 minutes trying to find his glasses. That's ridiculous. Of course! This is precisely what I'm doing. Oh, suddenly he turned into a monkey that strangled himself. I know I'm right. Well, maybe. That's a little bit of a jump in logic, but sure. More or less. Maybe more or less than more. Turns out the cell phone was the key all along, sure. Anyway, now is our chance to deep six this guy. Wow, just kill him right here. I'll sink him in one shot. Getting pumped up by the music. Somehow, my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting my whole life for. Stop objecting to the order. Making a mockery of you, Payne, and your terrible witness. Look, it's always like the second or third witness the prosecution calls. It's just the rule. I'm pretty sure you're a criminal. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you're not the murderer. Haha! Let's turn the tables around. Guilty until proven innocent. My courtroom now. The name the victim wrote. What about that? Oh, you mean some name that's not even our defendant? We've already been through this, witness. He's the new defendant. That I'm not gonna defend. We already know this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie with an EY, and the victim was left-handed. So basically, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground. Aha! It was a setup! Wouldn't that mean that the real criminal was someone the defendant knew? Vaguely. Otherwise, well, yes, I can prove that too. Oh, I think not, Mr. Judge. We haven't proven this yet, but we're pretty clear. There was a way. Would be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn that the defendant's name was Maggie, or at least sounded like Maggie. So, how could the witness have known the defendant's name? Phone! Oops. Phone! Presension! Take that! Mr. Wellington! You didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct? Well, just answer the question, it's kind of important. When you realized you had lost it, what did you do? Did you try to find it by calling it? Yes, yes. Like everyone else would do. Just overrule Payne, he's useless. Thank you, Judge. Yes. I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Bird picked up a lost phone in the park. And she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Remember? You can call me Maggie. That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. Haha! But you made one fatal mistake. My client's name is Maggie, but on the ground it was written with an IE rather than an EY. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was how her name sounded. Yep, so much for your fancy college degree in, I don't know, homelessness, I guess. Oh, now you bring up motive? Oh, now we do this? Now we're gonna bring up motive. Yeah, what's your point? We don't care about motive in this court. Get out of here. Yeah, i.e. my defendant who had no reason to kill him. And you never proved any motive for her at all. Just get out of here, Payne. So now I need to prove motive. I thought all I had to do was defend my client. Yes, fine, I'll do everyone's job for them. It's very simple, Your Honor. Well, I don't know how simple it is. I'll just wing it. Yeah, if I couldn't offer an explanation for why the clearly guilty party had a motive to kill the officer, then certainly my defendant who has no evidence against her and no motive against her at all will just go to jail. So I don't really have a choice. Simple. I'm gonna take a drink. So, please present the court proof that the witness had a motive. Well, there's kind of one piece of evidence we haven't used yet. This is a bit of a stretch, but assuming... No, this is not even a stretch. All the numbers that were on the phone that Mr. Wellington lost match up to con artists. So he's part of some sort of con artist ring. Maybe. Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. Yes, a list. These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. And we have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group. Yes, yes I did. Of course, now Spiller's gonna take me to court for murder. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artist group. Bunch of criminals! Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington? It might be. You can file a countersuit later on and try to claim that we invaded your privacy or something. I don't think it's worse than murder, though. Yeah, no one's listening. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is... I don't care if I invaded your privacy. All I want is for you to tell us about the list. I don't think you're very refined at all. It's not unjust. Objection overruled. Thank you, Judge. What is the meaning of this? Well, why would the witness have the numbers of a group of con artists on his phone? Isn't that obvious? The witness is a member of the group. He's not a victim. He's the perpetrator of the murder. He's a member of the group. Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group. All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That is why you had to kill. Plus, it was literally a police officer that had your phone, so you knew you were in trouble. You had to cover it up. Uh-huh. I got you now. Confess! You keep saying that. Just Pain, contempt of court. You said the exact same thing a few seconds ago. Please? Oh, Pain. Pathetic. Pathetic. The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. Yes. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird and get his phone back. Yes, I already know where this is going. I gotcha. Why then would he need to kill anyone? Because he wasn't expecting a police officer. He thought he was being arrested. If you think about it logically, it makes sense. Well, no, it makes sense for me. They're wrong. He saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder? Yeah. Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him. Yes, yes. What was something that didn't agree with the witness? Well, we've already sort of established that he's a con artist. So, the fact that Dustin Prince is a police officer... I mean, so is Maggie Bird. But Maggie Bird wasn't dressed as a police officer at the time. So it's because he saw... Basically, he saw Maggie showing up with a cop. And he's like, oh no, a cop, I'm under arrest. I could run away. Or I could kill him. Ha! Throw him off the edge and... yeah. What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim. Yes, Dustin Prince. Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park while wearing his police uniform. Aha! The girl that picked up my phone is with a policeman! He couldn't have known they were going to be out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible they had already run a check on the phone. And he went into a panic. Yes, indeed. Exactly. And he did the one thing that would guarantee that his phone would be looked into even more by killing a cop. Yes. Now, is my defendant finally innocent? Come on. I've basically done all of your guys' job for you. Why is he squishing his cheeks? What is he doing? Oh, there's something wrong with this guy. Send him to, I'll just send him to jail. He doesn't deserve a mental ward. Yeah, he's creeping me out too, Maya. Also, I would like to look up... By the way, Mr. Judge, if you wouldn't mind, do you have any video records of the courthouse? I'd like to prove that I've been assaulted on the premises. Just by the way. Who's to say the phone is really mine? The ringtone. He's already found his lost phone, right. Well, let's just phone it, see what happens. I'm really not the one squirming. You realize? Just check the SIM card, phone the telephone company, see who it's registered to. I don't think it's a burner. The cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. Yes, yes. I don't think we're going to be going into fingerprints. Yeah, the telephone companies would definitely have some information. Like, he has to pay somebody for access to the phone network. I don't think fingerprints are going to be the way. Let's go with this one. This phone has the names and numbers of those in the con group in its memory. I can show them to you, Your Honor. Well... Yes... Now, I mentioned this earlier, that we don't have, like... We don't have, like, a evidence trail to show that this is... hasn't been tampered with, but forget about all that. We can't give up yet. This looks like a try all your options and then you get Dustin Prince. No! Oh no, the pun. It's gonna be the answer. I should have thought of it. We should Dustin the... We should... Man, that's a hard sentence. Yes, Mr. Wellington probably left some prints on the phone. Sure, why not? I wiped it off? Why would I do that? What? What? I'm a terrible lawyer. It had sand in it. That, like, literally proves it was in the crime scene. But there's probably still sand inside of it. You can never get all the sand out of those little cracks. I'm like the worst lawyer ever. Incidentally, you can't check the numbers? I'm pretty sure at this point... Oh, the numbers magically disappeared. I was gonna say, I was pretty sure at this point we could get a warrant to search through all of his premises. All of his property. Welcome, Flaming Danny. You've only missed the first case, really. He erased all the numbers, okay. But not one, because he still has his own number. Where did you finally find your cell phone? Yes, yes. He's still cracking up, though. I remember! He just found his old phone and switched it with a new one. He didn't even get a new number, he just got his old phone back. Couldn't he have easily just grabbed it off my unconscious body after he knocked me out? Don't say that yet, Judge. I'm not done yet.